So now you know who I am if you've seen my introduction video, and you know I'm a writer/creator, trying to figure out how to animate stuff on YouTube and whatnot. It wasn't my dream growing up, but writing was. So this is me trying to do both at the same time. Now, you see, I loved writing time as a kid. I told stories about when my siblings and I played at the park, and drew pictures to go with it. I was a bit advanced for my age when it came to reading and writing, not in a bragging way, just in I was a really weird kid kind of way. My parents actually didn't realize at first that I could read when I started kindergarten until my teacher started gushing about how good I was at it. And they realized I had just started putting two and two together to figure out what was on the page, which, they taught me to do. I just picked up on it really fast. So it was kind of the start of my love of reading. The first book I actually remember picking up and reading in kindergarten was the story of the elves and the shoemaker. And that was really where I feel like my love for fantasy writing really came around, and I became obsessed with fairy tales. I quickly started reading more and more advanced books, and my teachers were struggling to keep up with me. It would have been super easy for my teachers to just ignore me and focus on the other kids and the normal lesson plans, and honestly, looking back, I wouldn't have blamed them for doing that because it's hard to cater to one kid that's excelling and also keep doing the same thing with all the other kids. But my kindergarten teacher especially was just so good. She really was determined to help me learn and grow at my own pace, which led to her selecting more advanced books for me during reading time. And that was how I pulled out a book of a little cat with a title that I cannot remember. And as I started reading, I learned that this was a book that talked about the ins and outs of traditional publishing. The process of writing, editing, illustrating, publishing, going back and fixing stuff, all the things that have to do with writing a book. I was obsessed with this book. I read it front to back over and over and over again. And as I read, I realized I wanted to be the little cat writing a book. I wanted to make my own book and have my name on the cover. I feel like this book was the start of everything. Without realizing what writing entailed, I could have become a doctor or a lawyer. Maybe not a doctor, but something that maybe makes more money than, writing a made-up story about a made-up world. I started writing longer things. In first grade, I wrote my first picture book, and in second grade, I wrote my first chapter book. And by middle school, I had written a full-length novel. I've actually written about, 10 or 11 novels at this point. And of course, it wasn't all easy. There were obstacles in the way. Well-meaning people saw my passion for writing as more of a hobby and pushed me to take other paths in teaching or accounting. But that love of writing always stayed. It never died. And I had great support team from my parents and family members who saw what I could do and really thought I could take it a step further. I have a ways to go, but it's still my dream to become a full-time novelist. And that is the goal that I am constantly working towards. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like I've grown a lot. I had a lot of great college professors, especially, who helped push me to develop and enhance my writing. I've submitted to a lot of publishers over the years, but I haven't really gotten anything, at least for my full-length stuff. I do have a few short stories published in magazines. You can check them out. I have short story in the magazine Somos en Escrito. One of my stories was narrated by Creepy Podcast, and then I was most recently published one of my poems actually in Carmina magazine. I'll go ahead and include the links in the description below so you can take a look if you like. I can't wait for the day where I actually have a full-length novel published, and I really hope that you guys will be around when it happens and that we can all celebrate together. So that's pretty much the starting point of how I decided I wanted to become a writer. Hopefully I'll be able to share stories here and grow my audience so that someday, whenever I have a book that's ready to be published, I can go up to them and just say, hey, down here. Yes, you, look at me. Look at this. Look at this book. I have an audience. I have subscribers. People like me. So you should publish my book. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to support my videos, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, let me know if you like more videos like this in the comments below. Still no outro yet, so bye.